He will.
No one's supposed to get hurt.
This is for your protection. I couldn't bear it if anything happened to you, Mitch.
We have each other. Do we really need the money?
I grew up in the Dust Bowl, clawed my way out of poverty. I'm not sliding back.
Must be tough for you, Ruby. Ditching all this.
I'm not ditching it all. I'm taking my cut.
Why can't the creep just give you a divorce?
Bruno's a fine, upstanding Catholic. Government funds.
He deserves what's coming to him.
He won't like it, but he'll pay. We've got him over a barrel. He's aiming to stand for mayor against a squeaky clean Beauron. He can't afford any scandal.
Easy pickings, then.
As long as you stand your ground.
What do you mean?
He can be quite manipulative. Don't let him get to you.
I survived being a POW in Germany. I think I can handle your husband.
Here he comes.
Swell.
Are you sure you won't have a drink, Mr. Blake?
No, thanks. This ain't a social call. I'm here on business.
Ah, business. As tantalizing a word as any in the English language. However, usually conducted at the office, not in one's home.
Personal business.
How intriguing. Bruno Fratelli, at your service. Let me tempt you with a fine Sicilian wine.
Huh.
We'll leave you to it. Miss Harris, would you care to see my roses?
Later, my dear. I require Miss Harris for a moment.
Well, I thought Mr. Blake wanted to speak to you in private.
That's the ticket.
A man in my position has no secrets from his secretary. Miss Harris is privy to all my affairs.
Really? How many are there?
The boss means his business affairs.
Oh, what a shame. I was hoping you might spare me the expense of a private detective.
How blessed I am. Jealousy is the hallmark of a devoted wife.
Devoted to her self-preservation. Goodbye, Mr. Blake. Ignore my husband's mention of Sicilian wine. He has absolutely no connection to the mafia. Even they have standards.
Shall we begin? Pen at the ready, Miss Harris.
I was kind of expecting a confidential chat, you know, man on man.
I'm a Treasury official, a prime target for would-be extortionists, blackmailers, and the like. Of course, I wouldn't dream of accusing such a gentleman as yourself, Mr. Blake, but you must excuse my fastidious paranoia. Proceed. You needn't hesitate. Miss Harris is a whiz at dictation.
Fire away, soldier.
She's impeccably accurate.
Okay, wise guy. Let's play it your way. I'm after a donation.
For which particular charity?
Returned servicemen.
A worthy cause. But unfortunately, I rather favored Mussolini.
Listen up, hotshot. I'm collecting for the Swindler Fund.
Oh, well, if the Germans are pitching in. My checkbook, Miss Harris.
Now we're talking.
How much would you like?
500,000 bucks.
Why on earth would I hand over such an amount?
Say someone wanted to hide a huge pile of ill-gotten gains. Best bet's a Swiss bank account. Now, if a guy in the treasury had one, wouldn't that look mighty suspicious? Say, for instance, an account number beginning in 8527. Shall I go on?
A couple of more digits, please. One can never be too careful.
13.
You've overplayed your hand, Mr. Blake. Only a select few had access to this number. Myself, Miss Harris, and... My dear, I presume you are listening at the door. Please grace us with your presence.
I confess to eavesdropping, but you never entrusted me with any number, darling.
For good reason, as your friend has demonstrated.
My friend?
Ruby, my love, are you still clinging to the pretense?
What pretense?
Enlighten her, Miss Harris.
Someone's been snooping around in our office. Whoever it was did a nifty job, left no trace.
Anything taken?
Nothing visible.
Well, then how do you know anyone was there at all?
The boss always works late. When I arrive in the morning, I empty his ashtray. But yesterday, I was surprised to see it was already clean.
She knows I'd never empty it.
So I looked in the trash can, found a cigarette butt.
I only smoke the finest cigars.
This was a cheap brand, the type you're smoking, soldier.
I confess. I hired Mr. Blake.
Uh-huh.
To check up on you, darling. All these nights, it never occurred to me that you were genuinely working late. Forgive me, Miss Harris. I never suspected that you went home early.
What? You thought?
You're an extremely attractive dame. Some might even say irresistible.
Don't know about that, but the idea of me and your husband, I find him... Can I be frank, sir?
Please.
I find him physically repulsive.
So do I. But that didn't stop me. Wealth and power can turn a poor girl's head.
My dear, you are shattering all my illusions.
Welcome to the club.
Anyway, back to you, soldier. I said you didn't take anything visible.
But you did take note of a number.
Okay, so you figured it out. How I got it, big deal. I've still got the goods on you, so pay up.
Would you like to tell him, Miss Harris, or shall I?
I reckon you deserve the pleasure, sir.
Oh, thank you. The number is a dummy one, Mr. Blake. A complete fabrication.
Say what?
I leave it in my top drawer, specifically for a situation such as this. Entrapment is frowned upon by the police, but nonetheless effective.
Bravo, darling. You're so clever.
Ruby, the game is up for the pair of you.
Well, I fail to see what any of this has to do with me.
Attempted blackmail is a serious offense.
Mrs. Fratelli ain't involved. I cooked up the plan by myself. Call the cops. I'll turn myself in.
You dumb schmuck! You're gonna let her hang you out to dry?
I acted alone.
All come now. Admit it. You've been sleeping with my wife.
Nope. Never. I swear it. I acted alone.
Unbelievable.
He's telling the truth, darling.
Hot damn, you're a piece of work. You reel him in and you don't even put out.
Didn't you never met a broad with class?
So, she merely promised to sleep with you.
Get lost.
My dear Ruby, I take my hat off to you.
Tough break, soldier. You must have had it real bad.
You don't earn my pity, Mr. Blake. You imagined she was actually going to run off with you? You? A pathetic cripple?
Bruno.
Hang on. I recognize that. That's my gun. She gave you my gun? What sort of two-bit crook are you? You don't even bring your own weapon? You have to borrow one? From your victim?
We need to call an ambulance.
Oh, there's no point. I was a nurse during the war. I saw cases like this. There's no hope.
Oh my God.
No hope for you either, soldier.
I know. I'm screwed.
Take her down with you.
No dice.
You poor chump. All right. I'll be your witness. He provoked you. It was practically self-defense. You could be out in 10 to 20.
Take care, Mitch.
Sheesh. Will you at least tell him you'll wait for him?
Don't, Ruby. Don't incriminate yourself. I'll do the waiting.
Look, soldier, there's a police station down the road. Go and turn yourself in. It might help.
We'll go.
Tell him you were played for a sap.
I acted alone.
Man, that was tricky.
Did you have to keep goading him to squeal on me?
Sorry, doll. I had to make sure he wouldn't.
One thing, Coral. You do know the real Swiss bank account number, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, you gonna share it with me?
Why do you need to know it?
Insurance, darling.
Act 2. Interior, Brian's house, living room, continuous. Jane and Judith. Whoops, there we go. Interior, Act 2. Jane and Judith square off. They encircle each other while Judith positions Brian as her human shield.
Hello, Jane.
You know me, Demon?
Who doesn't know of Jane X, rising star of afterlife procurement and enforcement?
And you, Judith, no letter attached. Hypersexual apparition and unscrupulous succubus. Your reputation precedes you.
And your impudence precedes yours.
Ah, fancy words. New dictionary much?
Thesaurus, actually. I wanted to ensure that I had the perfect lexicon ready for the moment when I rid you of your life force.
Peachy.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, Demon, it's time for you to release the ninny hammer that is my former husband and get yourself back to the underworld.
Oh, I don't think so, afterlife procurement person. It's been an eternity since I've had the pleasure of exterminating one of Malcolm's rookies. I want to ensure you'll have had an audience capable of expressing your agony to my posthumous paramour.
Your paramour.
Lovers,
You and Malcolm are.
lovers, soulmates, immorata. Every action I take is done in honor of our perennial love affair, including the moment upcoming when I sever your neck from your spine.
I must admit, Judith, you got a lot of use out of that thesaurus.
Now admit that since Malcolm didn't tell you about us, you obviously don't enjoy his complete trust.
Jane is taken aback.
Jane, I'm dying here.
Yeah, how about you not rush me and show a little gratitude that your demon-slaying ex-wife is about to save you from becoming victim to a murderous, reprobate, sloppy seconds poltergeist?
Yeah, well, how about you remember that the only reason why I'm with a murdery, sloppy seconds, repro word, whatever, is because you're an unhinged, unbridled control freak.
Take it back, Brian.
Make me, Jane.
I'm not sure what's happening here. How about I just kill you both?
Yeah, what's happening is that Brian doesn't know how to control himself during stressful situations.
You want control, Jane? Huh? Well, keep exhibiting the same dominance that forced me out of our marriage.
Jackass.
Harpy.
Both of you die!
Jane emits a sonic wave. It knocks Brian free and slams Judith into the wall. Judith bursts into flames and breaks free. Jane summons nightsticks.
All right, Spooky, let's rumba.
Jane and Judith punch, kick, and throw each other across the room, destroying everything in the process. Jane gets the upper hand and pins Judith to the floor.
Oh, you're a feisty one, you are. And this is just the warm-up. I can't wait until the main event.
Yes, save it, Creeptionary. You're going back to the underworld.
Am I?
Judith's eyes glow. The room quakes. Walls crack. Photos, clocks, and shelves fall. Jane doesn't notice.
Jane?
Yeah, unless you're apologizing for your turd-like behavior, shut it.
Plaster, nails, and rebar shoot across the room.
Jane!
What?
Debris falls. Brian pushes Jane clear. The room collapses. Exterior, Brian's house continuous. Jane and Brian emerge from the rubble. Jane looks around. Judith is nowhere in sight.
I'm alive. Oh, thank heavens.
Oh, quit it, Brian. This is your fault.
My fault? I saved you.
She got away. All you did was sabotage my efforts to stifle that sonorous sycophant.
English. Speak English.
Jesus, Brian. Look it up in your demon girlfriend's dictionary.
Jane pulls out cell phone. The screen is cracked. Jane pounds upon it in frustration.
You're the reason why I can't have nice things.
That's Jane opens a portal. She exits.
Yeah, well, I will look it up. And she owns a thesaurus.
The door falls to the ground. Debris hits Brian's head. Interior, Malcolm's personal void. Malcolm works at his desk. Jane portals in. She paces.
Stupid Brian. Stupid boss. Stupid.
Jane, where's the demon?
Why don't you trust me?
Why wouldn't I trust you?
Well, then explain to me why you didn't share critical details about Judith being your long-term afterlife booty call.
Jane collides with an invisible wall. It surrounds Malcolm and blocks her entry. She tries but fails to find a way in.
Really? Let me in.
Nope.
Jane pounds upon the wall with the fury of an angry toddler. Her fists move so quickly they blur. Malcolm remains unfazed.
I can do this all day, Malcolm.
I can do this all millennia, Jane.
Listen, you dried up cherub. I will.
Malcolm waves his hand. His office disappears.
Oh, come on.
Stop being a putz.
Jane touches about the void. She finds a door, takes a deep breath, and knocks gently.
It's open.
Jane enters, sits in a chair, and glares at Malcolm.
Judith is a stalker who's been obsessed with me since the day I took her into custody. Each time she escapes, she goes on a humping and killing spree, believing that doing so will garner my affection.
How long has she been doing this?
The humping or the killing?
The stalking, Malcolm.
Centuries ago, I processed Judith as a new arrival. She was evil and murdery, but also sad and lonely. I felt bad for her, so I treated her to dinner. Later, after some drinks, we went to my void and...
Oh, sweet hell, you boned her.
we had sexual relations, yes.
You at least contacted her afterwards to say thanks, right?
I never saw her after that night.
Jane conjures a cardboard cutout of Malcolm grinning and dressed in a pointy hat labeled with the letters D-U-N-C-E.
Who is this supposed to be?
Who do you think?
Jane pulls out a megaphone. She turns on the speaker.
Raise your hand if you did the horizontal mambo with a newly deceased psychopath only to abandon her afterwards and let her stew upon that rejection for all eternity.
The cardboard cutout of Malcolm raises his hands and smiles.
It was a single indiscretion over an otherwise unblemished career. Remove that caricature of me.
Fine.
Jane replaces the cutout with one of Malcolm cheekily posing in chinos and wearing a t-shirt labeled Village Idiot.
For goodness sake, I didn't contact the woman because she severed my spine whilst I was in the middle of pleasuring her nether regions.
And after she severed your spine, did you two keep having sex?
Of course.
Jane changes the t-shirt to Idiot Seeking Village.
You can't blame one person forever because of a singular mistake.
Well, Judith does.
Fair enough. But you're not as mad at me for my actions as you are at yourself for not putting her down.
Hey, I was ready for that demon.
Oh, if that were the case, you'd be handing me a mason jar full of Judith, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's not fair. I got blindsided today because you decided not to tell me the whole truth about Judith. Plus, I had to deal with Brian and, oh, God, God.
And what?
She got to me.
Woman, I've seen you summon an oversized cartoon mallet out of thin air and use it to beat your ex-husband's SUV down to the size of a fast iron steak. What's going on?
I love this work, okay? Beating the crap out of evil is practically my raison d'etre. But I can't do my job well if I don't have your complete trust.
Jane, I wasn't being honest with you because the situation with Judith is embarrassing. But trust me when I say that I believe in your ability to take her down.
But Judith said that if you trusted me, that
Judith says things to get in your head because she's afraid she can't beat you in a fist fight. Don't let her in. Maybe put that PhD of yours to work. Find what she wants and leverage it against her.
Hey, an academic degree isn't necessary for me to punch Judith in the face.
And apparently, that degree can't keep you from jumping back into a fight before you're ready.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right now, you're filled with doubt and uncertainty. Get your head in the game, then go after the demon.
You want me to be free of doubt?
Jane conjures a burro, Donkey, who appears wearing a Mexican hat and suspenders. Cardboard Malcolm sits atop.
Then stop riding my ass and let me do my job.
I'm certain you will.
Malcolm snaps his fingers. Jane is gagged and tied up.
After you get your head straight.
Malcolm places Jane on Donkey.
You're suspended.
Malcolm opens a portal.
Go home. And Donkey, take that jackass with you.
Jane pouts as Donkey carries her through the portal. Interior, apartment living room, night. Jane prepares a bowl of popcorn and a giant salad.
Why are you mad at Mr. Malcolm?
Because he's a big doo-doo head.
Was he bad? Did he fart and not tell?
Did you fart and not tell?
Yes.
Good girl.
Mommy, are you sure you don't want me to keep you company?
Oh, no, sweetie. Go to Grandma's and have fun. I already have guests.
Jane kisses Gertrude and opens a portal.
Okay, bye, Mommy.
Gertrude exits through the portal.
Keep your pants on.
Jane walks over to the couch and joins her guest, Donkey. She places the bowl of greens in front of him.
And seriously, keep your pants on. I just cleaned that couch.
The doorbell rings. Jane gets up and heads to the door.
Fine, we'll watch Shrek. Again. What's the matter with you?
Boom! A gigantic explosion throws Jane across the room. She staggers to recover. Judith emerges from the destruction.
Hello, Jane.
Judith. Hey, she blew up the TV. She obviously doesn't like Shrek.
End of act. Act 3, interior, apartment, living room, continuous. Judith sashays into the apartment. Jane readies herself.
Surprised to see me, Jane?
I'll be surprised if I ever get my security deposit back. Witch.
Demon.
Whatever. How'd you even find me? This place is supposed to be shielded from demons.
Silly Jane. You don't pay attention to details. I, on the other hand...
Judith pulls out Brian's wallet and an emergency card with Jane's contact information, including address.
Oh, that perennial jackass. Not you, buddy.
Enough talk. We have business.
What's that?
Business? It's a matter or an issue of importance for resolution.
Cripes, Judith, we get it. You own a thesaurus. Now use the synonyms you found therein to describe, explicate, and or explain why you are here.
You're going to take me to Malcolm.
Not a chance.
He and I are destined to be together.
You're destined to be disappointed.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Malcolm told me about your creepy little one-night stand. You need to get over it.
I want my Emirata.
Does baby want her waba too?
Listen, procurement person.
You need to check yourself, convict. My game, my rules.
Judith zooms across the room. She pins Jane against the wall.
My game now, Jane.
Yeah, check the scorecard, precious. The game is still 1-0 my favor.
You'll feel differently as I peel your skin back, layer by layer, each agonizing tear, bringing you closer to your end.
Judith lifts Jane by the neck and dangles her in the air.
Now, take me to Malcolm. Give me passage to his void, and upon arrival, we'll give him the pleasure of watching you die.
Hey, Judith.
Yes, Jane.
There's a portal forming right beneath your feet.
Judith looks down, sees the portal, and...
What?
Chicken butt.
Whoosh! Judith falls in. Jane opens another portal at the top of the ceiling. Judith exits straight towards...
Donkey!
Wham! Donkey kicks Judith across the room. Jane opens another portal on the ceiling, uppercuts Judith, and launches Judith in and out of the portals into Donkey's path. Donkey kicks, Jane uppercuts. Judith is launched into another portal.
Oof. Ow! Eee!
And again.
Wow, Judith, you can really take a pounding.
And again.
Arg! Oof! Ow!
I've never seen Donkey so excited delivering that many kicks to the face. You really pepped him up. Way to go, Judith.
Ow! Stop it! Ow!
Now give up. Give up.
Cover.
Alrighty.
Jane pulls out a mason jar.
This one's for old Pappy.
Jane prepares to deliver the knockout blow. Phil, 60s, scraggly old man speaking in a combination of all the world's accents, enters.
Jane! Jane!
Judith falls to the ground. All portals close.
Get out of here, Phil.
You'll boom boom my building.
Yeah, I didn't boom boom your building. Judith boom boom your building.
Is that Jimon?
Yes.
Is she still on the lease?
Why would she be on the lease? She's not a tenant. She's not even supposed to be corporeal.
Corporeal? So now you bring aliens from other planet?
That's terrestrial, not corporeal. No one here is a demon, Phil.
You keep destroying my building. I take you to count.
Yeah, come on, Phil. It's a little debris. Just paint over it.
You say that last time when ex-husband visit. You two fight, you explode my wall. You argue outside, you boom boom my parking lot. You chase him up the stairs, you detonate top floor of apartment complex.
Oh, got rid of the rodents, didn't it?
It got rid of my roof.
Phil notices Donkey in the corner.
And now you have donkey? No pits.
He's my spirit animal.
I say no pits.
Fine, I'll put him on the list.
Die!
Judith breaks free, attacks Phil, and siphons his life force. Phil begins to mummify. Jane kicks Judith across the room. Phil returns to normal. Judith opens a portal and escapes. Jane follows.
I keep it deposit.
Interior, portal dimension, continuous. Jane chases Judith through the tunnel of portals.
Yeah, where you going, Peanut?
Jane kicks Judith through one of the exits. They appear in interior, Chinese commercial kitchen, continuous. Judith and Jane fight, grab pots, pans, and cutlery. Chefs and waiters dodge as the two fight all across the kitchen.
How'd you get access to the portals?
Ask me after I sever your spine.
Walk off.
Jane smacks Judith across the head with a wok. Judith opens a portal and escapes. Jane follows. They arrive at interior, wrestling arena, continuous. Jane lands in a wrestling ring to a cheering crowd. Judith sneaks behind her and smashes Jane with a chair.
Oh, I don't think so.
The crowd, ooh. Jane grabs Judith, throws her across the ring, smacks her with the people's elbow, and pins her to the mat. One, two, three. Yeah! The crowd goes wild. Jane accepts her accolades. Judith escapes through a portal. Jane follows Judith to interior, grade school auditorium, dodgeball court, continuous. Jane lands on the dodgeball court. Judith conjures clones who whip red balls at Jane at lightning speed.
Seriously, Judith?
Give me what I want.
Give me a break.
Jane enlarges her mouth, inhales all the balls, and machine guns them at the Judith clones, eliminating each one of them with kill shots to the head.
No!
What's the matter, Judith? Out of everyone I know, I was sure you'd appreciate a plethora of balls to the face.
Judith retreats through a portal. Jane follows her to interior, goat yoga studio day. Jane lands in a yoga class. Judith wields her power to transform the students into goat people.
Using your powers to make goat people, Judith, that's a bad idea.
Goat people attack. Jane headbutts them all into submission.
Oh, spare me.
I can keep this up forever, and you can't keep this up forever.
Wasn't planning to.
A pentagram forms beneath Jane's feet. Chains shoot out from the floor and clasp her limbs.
Wait, what?
Chicken butt.
Jane sinks into the floor.
Crap.
Jane is pulled into the portal. Interior, Judith void, continuous. Jane arrives in a dark, stormy void. Judith approaches.
Welcome to my void, Jane.
You're a demon. Demons aren't supposed to have voids.
True. And you're a human. Humans aren't supposed to have powers.
Also true. You lured me here.
That's right.
Big mistake.
For you.
6 geriatric Meemaws sporting biker gear, chains, and brass knuckles appear. They bulk, intimidate, and antagonize.
You wanted to know how I got access to the portals? This is how. My ladies. They always have my back.
So what, Judith? You're going to use this collection of geriatric bloodcots and crips conscripted straight out of Compton assisted living to escape?
Oh no, Jane. I've got something else in mind.
The Meemaws transform to bloodthirsty demons.
Oh,
They surround Jane.
well, no need to rush, creepies. I've got all the time in the world to hand out ass whoopings to all y'all.
The Meemaws attack. Jane tries to dodge, but she's slower than usual and weighed down by chains. Jane gets kicked in the gut and crashes into the wall. Jane checks. She's bleeding.
What the hell?
Jane is hit again. She tumbles across a void. Jane stands and staggers, dumbfounded.
Powers are gone.
My void, my rules.
The demons advance.
Maybe I'm gonna hand out a few fewer ass whoopings today than I thought.
OMG, a kiss on the cheek is the most unromantic kiss that a guy can give you. Oh no. It definitely means that you're in the
Megan grabs her chest.
friend zone.
Megan looks away from the phone, visibly upset.
All right, come on, Megs. This isn't going to be a kiss on the cheek. This time, it's going to be on the lips. That's if he shows up. Well, he better show up. I've always shown up for him. But then my asking for a real kiss for my birthday gift might scare him away. Oh, stupid, 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 Megs. Why did I ask for that? Of all the things. Jewelry, flowers, shoes. No, I asked for a kiss. Oh, well, you asked because you wanted it more than anything. I do. I really do. OMG. What if I suck at kissing? Okay, practice, practice. If he does show up and he does give me the kiss, then it has to be so good that he wants another and another and... What have I done?
Megan looks at her phone again and makes a fist with her other hand.
Okay, so my lips need to go here?
She moves her lips to her hand, mimicking what she sees on the phone.
Wait, close my eyes? Well, how am I going to find his lips with my eyes closed, much less see this diagram to know if I'm doing it right? Stupid kissing app. Place your top lip.
She experiments with different positions and suddenly freezes when a knock at the door is heard.
Okay, come on, Megs. It's just 2 lips. How hard can it be?
Megan opens the door and hugs Eddie.
Eddie! It's you! You're really here!
Of course. You didn't think I'd miss your birthday, did you?
Why, I didn't know.
How could you not know? Have I missed it since we met?
Well, no, but it's only been a year, so... And besides, I never asked you for a gift like this.
Jeez. Can I get in the door before you mention the gift?
Sorry. Get in here. I don't know where my manners are.
Eddie enters and looks around the motel room.
This place brings back a few memories.
The place we first met. Can you believe this very same room was available this year? Must be the universe.
Must be something.
Remember the first, date or meetup or...
Potatoes.
Okay, date then.
Eddie rolls his eyes and looks behind the door.
Hope no one is hiding waiting for the cue to jump out and start singing.
OMG, how fun were those mimes playing kazoos? And they went to you thinking it was your birthday instead of mine.
Lucky I didn't leave.
Leave? Really? Did you even consider it?
Not seriously. At least not for more than a few seconds.
Eddie pulls his jacket off and Megan sighs, relieved.
Yes, that was my relief cue when we first met. Once you pulled off your jacket, I knew you were going to stay.
Maybe I better put my jacket back on. Confuse you a little.
No way. Your year is up, mister. You've missed the window of opportunity to leave me.
A whole year. Time sure flies.
Yep. 365 good mornings I've texted you, and 365 nighty nights you've texted back. Oh, minus the nights you fell asleep before you texted, of course.
A man's gotta have his sleep.
Especially when delivering birthday presents.
Eddie reaches in his pocket for a card and wrapped gift.
Yeah, these cards full of sap sure get heavy.
OMG, my sappy birthday card!
And a present. I wrapped it myself.
Megan looks at the gift, lays it on the bed, hugs Eddie.
Let's just put the present over here for now. Oh, I've missed you.
Not possible. You talk to me every day.
But I don't hug you every day.
You had one hug, you had them all. They don't change, you know.
I'd never want them to change. They're perfect, just like you.
Okay, enough of this.
Oh, just let me hold you a minute longer. It's my birthday.
All the more reason you should open your card.
I'm letting you go now, but only because I can't wait for my big present.
About that.
You haven't changed your mind, have you?
I'm here. Just don't want you to get your hopes up that it's going to be something it isn't.
An awkward silence.
I think I'll read the card now.
Megan sits on the edge of the bed and taps the bed for Eddie to sit beside her. Eddie sits in a chair by the sofa instead.
I won't bite you now, unless you want me to.
Yeah. No, I'm good right here.
Megan opens the card and begins to read. Megan laughs. Megan hugs the card. Eddie rolls his eyes.
You are so mean to me. But then, you quoted the first text I sent you. You're so complicated.
Who? Me? You're crying. Was it something I said?
It's everything you said. Oh, I just love this card.
I even wrote on the back, you know.
Megan hurriedly flips the card over. Tears continue to stream down her cheek, and she is noticeably silent. She puts the card back in the envelope and tosses it on the bed.
What's wrong? Not sappy enough?
It was fine. Just fine. Thank you.
Megan picks the card back up and is shaking it nervously while appearing annoyed.
But...
I said it was nice. It made me laugh and cry, and I said it was just fine.
Okay. You want to open your gift now? I wrapped it myself.
Yeah, wrapped it yourself. Yeah, I got that part.
Okay. What was that about?
You got me a card.
And the gift? I wrapped myself.
I wouldn't care if you brought it half wrapped in newspaper. You know I don't care about stuff like that.
Well, maybe I do. Maybe I wanted to get you something and wrap it nice because I care and wanted you to have it.
You spelled love L-U-V, but all love is L-U-V to you, I guess. Damn it, Eddie! I love you so much.
I know you do.
And you love me so much that you won't even sit within 50 feet of me.
Come on. Stop. You're being ridiculous.
Why did you have to spell it that way?
What the hell difference does spelling make?
It makes every difference because I want L-O-V-E spelling from you, and you, after 365 freaking days, just L-U-V me.
We just try and do this birthday thing.
You are this birthday thing, don't you get it?
I get it, and I'm here. You asked for one gift this year, and I showed up.
I need more from you, Eddie, than just showing up.
It'd be hard to give you the gift you asked for if I didn't.
Sure, make a joke out of everything like you always do.
I'm not joking or trying to be funny. Showing up should count for something.
I wanted it to count for something. to mean as much to you as it does to me.
How do you know it doesn't? Fuck!
I know it doesn't, because every week when we meet, you hug me and kiss me, but the kiss doesn't mean anything to you. You'd be just as happy, or maybe even happier, if you didn't have to kiss me each week.
I don't have to do anything, and if I didn't want to, I wouldn't. You should know me well enough to know that by now.
Then why am I not your girlfriend? Why did you ever kiss me except goodbye? You know the longest kiss we've had was the first night we met. Why is that? Did I do it wrong? I was nervous as hell. You should at least give me a second chance.
Megan falls on the bed crying.
Fuck this. Nothing I do is good enough.
Eddie starts to leave, but turns and walks back to the bed.
Megs, come on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. Sorry I ever...
Ever what? Loved me?
Just not how I imagined it, I guess. This whole year, every single day, I've thought of you and waited for time for lunch because it meant I got to text with you. I've enlarged photos of you just for a glimpse of a chest hair. You can't imagine how many times I've wanted to kiss your neck after our hug, but wouldn't because I was afraid you'd reject me.
Jesus. Silly woman.
It's not silly, and I'm not silly. Maybe I'm stupid, but I'm not silly. Do you know how many orgasms I've had looking at your pics or imagining you in my mind?
Eddie rolls his eyes.
Of course you don't, because you turn off telepathy every fucking time I've tried to send you one. I'd rather you bash my brains out than for me to just say one more time, "It was so good to see you today," and you to say nothing back. That shit hurts. It hurts like hell. Would it be so hard to say, "It's great to see you too"?
Megs, I shouldn't have to tell you. You already know.
And when was the part tonight coming where you tell me, "I'm sorry, Megs, I can't give you the present you asked for, but I got you some great nail stickers," as you call them. Nifty.
That part wasn't coming. They were all out of nail stickers.
Megan laughs.
Megs, look. I think the gift you asked me for is ridiculous. I really do. But it's what you said you wanted. Maybe you don't know.
Of course I want it. Are you crazy?
Maybe we both are. Just in different ways.
So you're telling me the birthday gift I asked you for is ridiculous, but you're willing to go through with it anyway?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I've waited so long for this. Oh, I probably look a mess.
You look fine.
Pretty even?
Sure.
You never called me pretty before.
You never asked.
So this is really happening. Oh my God! Like right here, right now. How does this work? Do I put the sappiest song on? Like, "All of Me," or "I Can't Help Falling in Love," or
Trust me, we do not need any of that.
Okay. So do I come to you, or you come to me, or...
Eddie lays down beside her. Megan closes her eyes and takes a deep sniff and smiles.
Yep, I'm COVID-free.
What?
Well, you always smell so good, and so every week when I see you, if I can smell you, then I know I don't have COVID.
Eddie laughs.
You're more scientific than I knew.
I'm more of lots of things than you knew. Right now, more nervous.
Relax. Breathe. It's just me.
It's always been just you.
Megan runs her fingers through his hair.
They say that feels as good as sex. Maybe that could be my Christmas gift?
Let's just think about the birthday for now.
When I texted you that this was the gift I wanted, I imagined you saying all sexy like, "Let's do this." And then I'd close my eyes and somehow magically it would happen. You'd give me the gift I asked for, our real kiss.
Aren't the kisses I give you each week real?
Well, those are mwah kisses, and I want mwah, mwah, mwah.
Megan mocks kissing her hand like in the kissing app.
Okay.
I've been practicing, you know.
Practicing?
I want this to be perfect.
It's just a birthday gift kiss. What's the big deal?
It's a big deal to me. It's a kiss, our real kiss.
Megs, if I wanted to give you that type of kiss, you'd know it by now because I'd have done it by now. You wouldn't have to ask for it for a birthday gift.
Megan starts to cry again.
Way to make me feel stupid.
Megs, come on.
No, Eddie, you come on. I have feelings too, you know, and yeah, I'm stupid. Not for wanting the real kiss, but from wanting it from you.
Megs.
She continues to cry. Eddie wipes away a tear and caresses her cheek with his hand.
Let's do this.
Eddie whispers in a softer, sensuous tone. Their lips touch. The lamp flickers and the kiss is broken by laughter from both of them.
Was it good for you?
Happy birthday.
I love you, Eddie.
Love you too, ish.
He hand gestures a so-so and then a big smile at her. The flickering light goes out and comes back on to show Eddie laying in bed alone, kissing his hand.
Oh, you're not Megs. Megs?
He continues to look around. He rubs his eyes. He looks under the cover and to the other side of the bed.
That was a heck of a dream. Sure. Wake me up when it's starting to get good. Crazy. Like I'd wrap a present myself.
Eddie rolls his eyes and shakes his head.
Dreams.
Eddie rolls his eyes, turns over, and goes back to sleep. The end.
In a small graveyard, 2 gravestones stand close by one another. There are a half-dozen empty beer cans that litter the ground beneath these stones. A Marine, dressed in the standard camouflage sand-colored pants, shirt, and boots, sits on a beach chair to the side of the gravestones. He appears to be listening to music through his stereo headphones as he sips from a can of beer. Now he pulls the headphones from his ears and reaches down inside his backpack and pulls out a 6-shot revolver. He holds the handgun up in the air for a moment and then aims it at an imaginary target.
Hit him dead in the head with the lead. Bullseye, sir.
He lowers the gun, puts his beer down, and reaches into his shirt pocket for a ribbon with a purple heart medal attached. He examines it closely and walks over to his brother's gravestone.
I don't want your damn medal if you're not here to wear it for me.
He slaps the medal down atop his brother's stone, kneels in front of the marker, and begins talking to the stone as if to his brother, with the gun still in his hand.
I miss you, bro. Semper Fidelis. Marines are always faithful. You and me too. We went over there together like we did everything together, but we had an agreement we were coming back together. And not like this. You screwed up, man. You screwed up royally. That guy was already dead out there. He didn't need your bullshit bravery. Why didn't you just leave him?
He bends towards the stone, as if listening to his brother speaking to him.
No soldier left behind? Screw that. You left me behind, soldier. We had a future, but where's our future now? I'm lost. I'm nowhere without you. So I made a decision. I want to be with you today, bro.
Marine holds up the gun to his head. He closes his eyes and cocks the trigger back.
Ready by tomorrow, yes. And I'll have the walls decorated with their projects by tomorrow. That won't be a problem. Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, okay. Blessings to you also, sisters. Blessings.
She stares at the Marine and at the empty beer cans scattered in front of the gravestones.
Hello? Are you okay?
Don't I look okay?
It's just that it looks like you're camping out or something.
What's it to you?
Nobody's come out to talk to you about the chair and stuff.
Actually, it's been kind of quiet, peaceful till you showed up. I was starting to wonder if anybody remembers these people.
Looks like a few of us do.
She spots the purple heart lying on top of his brother's stone and holds it up to him.
Was this yours?
Hey.
Wow. Is this a purple heart?
Just leave it alone, would you? Give it back.
I wasn't going to keep it. It's just that I've heard about them, but never seen one before. Was he a brave person?
Yeah, he was brave. He was an idiot, too. That's my brother for you.
She takes a rose from her clutch of flowers and gently places it on top of his brother's stone.
May your brother rest in peace.
She places the rest of the roses in front of her own stone and then looks back at him.
I'm Roberta, teacher at the high school across the street.
St. Chris. You teach at St. Christopher's.
You know St. Chris, so you must be local.
Yeah, we grew up around here. Yeah, that's right.
And do you have a name? You know, usually when I introduce myself to people, I get a name back. I mean, that's how it usually works.
Charlie. My name is Charlie.
That's a nice name. And do you have any family around here, Charlie?
Hey, look, if you're writing a book here, then make it a mystery, huh?
Any friends you can call on?
Yeah, plenty, and they're all back in Afghanistan.
Oh, you know, there's a VA center not far from here, and they have programs set up to...
Not interested. I am not interested.
You think your buddies would want to see you like this?
Like what?
Alone. Like drinking in a graveyard.
Newsflash, Roberta. Marines, they drink.
I know a priest at my school you can talk to, and is really good with...
With crazy people, forget about it. If you're thinking I'm crazy, then you're the one that's crazy, because I'm not.
Nobody said you were crazy. Sometimes people need help. Doesn't mean that they're crazy, far from it. Sometimes it's really smart people that can look for help when they need it.
So does that make me a dumbass if I don't want your damn help?
I didn't say that. So, what's your plan, then? What's your plan?
I got a plan. It just don't involve you trying to fix me.
Oh, I don't know about fixing anybody here. But the news just ran a story that the VAs are running this free groups that they're for vets like you, so you can talk about some of the
group therapy, huh? When we all sit around in a circle, telling our sad stories, holding hands, patting each other on the ass for a job well done. Is that it?
What's your problem, man?
My problem? What's your problem? Why don't you mind your own damn business and stop messing with mine?
Okay. You're right. I'll just get back to my business.
She turns away from him and takes a piece of paper from her back pocket and unfolds it. She goes to her gravestone and holds the paper up against it. She whispers something inaudible to the stone. Charlie observes her whispering and becomes curious.
You praying for the guy?
No, it wasn't a prayer.
And Catholics like to pray for the dead.
I wasn't praying.
Hey, look, don't get your panties in a bunch here, Roberta. I was asked one question about you, what you're doing. You start yelling at me, but you had no problem asking me like a ton of questions about me.
Okay, then. Okay, you want to know about me. Then why not ask me something instead of being a jerk?
You ain't said not one word about this guy you came to see.
Was a priest. Got fees at my school.
Yeah, and you had feelings for him, I guess, huh?
Yes, I did. I did, and I don't need any snide remarks from you. Like, what was I thinking?
Hold it
Which
a minute. Don't hold it a minute. Don't put words in my mouth, Roberta. All I was going to say here is that religion screws things up, right? Priests can't date, but they want to date. And then if they do date, then they have to hide it. So where does that leave you, huh?
Eden, I guess. Thank you
For what?
for understanding. You know, it helps when people understand. I thought you understood me better than anyone. Do you think they know we're here, like talking about them?
What kind of question is that, man?
I think they're watching us, listening to us. Maybe they wanted us to meet.
And why would that be?
Because maybe we both needed someone to understand us today. And you're a good person, Charlie. Anyone can see that. I hope you see that.
Why are you telling me this?
Sometimes people don't see things clearly when they're sad.
You know what I see? I see that you're one of those kind of busybodies who's always looking to find something good in the middle of something bad. And you know what? I think that's bullshit.
You know what I think? I think that you don't know anything about me.
What's to know? You're a Catholic school teacher, grew up in the neighborhood, and now you probably teach at a school that's walking distance from the house you grew up in.
Okay. Okay then. Guess right, you guess right. But that still doesn't mean you know me. Oh no.
Oh, sure I do. You hang out all day with hormonal, punk-ass teenagers in heat, and I'm sure the pressure that the Penguins put on you to keep these kids from getting into each other's pants, well, that can get awfully tough. I mean, how do you stand all that goddamn pressure, Roberta?
You're mocking me.
Damn straight. Seriously, man. What kind of life have you ever lived?
I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. With his child. Here. It's my sonogram. It's my sonogram. I wanted to show him what our baby looks like.
Some damn priest, huh?
It was our first time. The only time we did it. So, what were the chances I'd get pregnant? But then I was 2 months late with my period when I went to him and told him I was scared.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he felt just as scared as you were.
Oh, he said he didn't believe me. And that made me angry. So I told him I wanted a real relationship and not just a one-night stand.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that went over really big with your priest, huh?
Thought he loved me. And there was a chance we could try and be a couple. But then he said he was sorry with sex. That it wasn't right. That he'd been unfaithful to his vows. And then he asked me to forgive him for this sin we'd done.
Yeah, well, I told you, right? Before religion screws it all up. There you go.
I asked him if making love was a sin. That's all it was to him. And he didn't answer me. And it just made me more angry with him, with myself, with God. And I did something I'm not proud of. I tried to force his hand, threatened to tell others at school what we'd done. Idiot that I am. Because you know, the next day, we pass each other in the hall, and he hands me a note. Putting for a transfer, leaving tomorrow. How cruel was that?
This was not a stand-up guy. Mm-mm.
Oh, so we got in a car and drove off. But it didn't get far. Oh no. Truck run a stop sign? At least that's what they said happened. Oh, I'm not sure, Charlie, if that's the way it happened or if he did something stupid and turned his car into the truck. And if it did that, then I am responsible for his.
No, you stop it. Priests know, they all know.
What?
That if you kill yourself, you blow your shot at heaven, and he's not going to do that. So you got no blame in this, Roberta.
Right? Yeah. I guess priests do know that. Thank you.
For what?
for reminding me. I guess I've been too busy trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for a job when they find out I'm pregnant.
They? You mean the nuns at St. Chris? Oh man, that won't be good.
Oh, Charlie. They hid away the pedophile priests for years, but God forbid that a married teacher in a Catholic school gets pregnant. They'll fire me first, ask questions later. Yeah. Where does that leave me? How will I pay my rent, huh? Or buy food, or...
Hypocritical bastards! It's not right what they're gonna do to you. You know, this is all screwed up. It's all screwed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was stupid. A very stupid person. You know, I'd read about others giving up things and making sacrifices for love. There was even a king somewhere that stepped down from his throne so he could marry a common woman. He gave up his throne for the woman he loved. Oh, my guy gave up. It was me.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for what happened to you, Roberta.
I'm sorry for what happened to you, Charlie. You really loved your brother. I see that. And maybe your brother and my guy, maybe they saw us and know we've hit a rough patch.
Please stop talking like that.
No, listen to me, please listen. Maybe they thought we should meet and try to help each other. I mean, this is all too weird to be an accident. Didn't you see? Look at the gravestones. Look at the graves, how close they are. Oh, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. This is real and...
Real? Real? You're going to tell me what's real with all your vast worldly experience? Growing up in this town and making it all the way over to St. Chris? I mean, look at you, Roberta. You're a little Catholic schoolgirl. You got knocked up by a priest. You didn't pull out fast enough and you're shocked to find yourself pregnant, and then he left you. I mean, how old are you? I mean, what world did you grow up in? No. Don't tell me. I already know your world. It's the one where kings give up their thrones to marry you. Well, let me educate you here. Real life don't happen that way, Roberta. It happens like what happened to these two stiffs we came to see. It's all random and senseless with no goddamn purpose or meaning in it. Can't you see that?
No, I don't. And I don't understand it either. But I think maybe they're looking out for us now.
No, but he's looking out for me. I did things over there. Things I'm not proud of, bad things. But worst of all, I wasn't there for my brother when he needed me.
You think your brother would want to see you like this?
Screw you. Go back to your classroom and sharpen your pencils, little girl.
I'm not leaving.
You heard me. I said get lost.
Okay, then. I'll go.
She walks away slowly, but suddenly runs to Charlie's backpack to retrieve his gun. But Charlie stops her and wrestles the gun away from her and holds it towards her.
What the hell? You knew I had this?
I heard everything you said before I got here. And now, what are we going to do about it?
We're not going to do nothing. Now you get the hell out of here.
If your brother could see you now, what would he say, huh?
Shut the hell up about my brother!
He'd tell you to give me the gun. He wants you to make a different choice. He wants you to rest, but not like you were planning.
I want you gone.
And what if I stay? Are you going to shoot me too?
Is that what you want? You want me to shoot you?
A murder-suicide in a graveyard. sure to be the lead story on all the news channels, so I am really tempted to stay. But okay, I'm leaving, and you do what you want, but I'll be back in the morning. And if I find you dead, with the bullet stuck in your head, then I want you to know that I'll be calling all the papers and TV news people and telling them your sad story. And maybe somebody else can learn something from what you've been through, because you obviously haven't learned a damn thing from all your vast worldly experience. I'm gone.
Wait! I'm confused. I'm goddamn confused. I don't know what to do.
I don't know either. What would your brother say to you?
Slowly, Charlie turns his eyes towards his brother's gravestone, stares at it for a moment as if he's listening.
He says I shouldn't let you leave here without me. That's what he said.
He's a wise man. Want a minute?
Yeah, I do.
Can I have the gun?
Hey, bro. I'm leaving this place now. But I'm never leaving you. I'll remember you for what you did and who you were. Always looking out for me and for the next guy. And I'm going to take you with me. Everywhere I go, I'm going to take you with me. Always faithful. Loyal to the end.
He stands and crosses to Roberta, puts an arm around her shoulder, and she puts an arm around his waist. Together, they begin to exit as we slowly fade lights. End of scene.
So our first one was played for us by Rex McGregor. Rex, you want to say anything about the performance?
I'd just be interested to hear any feedback.
Any feedback for Rex? Is Rishi still here?
No, Rishi and Zev and Jules just now have had to leave early, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. And Paul's still here, and Stephanie had to leave too, right? Zev had to leave also.
Yeah.
Ah.
So the twist at the end was that the two women were in on it, and the one pretending to be a cop was her strategy was to sound like she's really pushing him to turn her in to make sure that he wouldn't turn her in.
Yes.
That's an interesting twist.
And it didn't.
I really like that you chose to do like a kind of film noir-y kind of mystery. We don't see that a lot. So that was really fun.
And it didn't seem like the two women fully trusted each other at the end.
Mm-mm. No honor among thieves.
I actually was wondering about the ending because of only Coral, the character of Coral, had the digits to the Swiss bank account, and if they were in it together, I was wondering why the other woman would kind of leave herself vulnerable like that. I know the closing line is something to the effect of, so you're going to give me the digits now because that's insurance that we're doing this together. But to me, it's like she left herself very vulnerable by letting, you know, why does she have the digits and the wife doesn't have the digits? I know that she's the secretary and close to the boss there, the husband, but she left herself wide open for Coral to take the digits and run to Switzerland, I guess. So
Oh,
that
yes,
was
yes.
that part was a little clunky for me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the idea was that Ruby basically trusts Coral, but Coral has every reason not to trust Ruby.
You kind of garbled out at the end there. You want to what you just said?
I was just saying that the secretary basically trusts the wife, but the wife doesn't. I mean, the wife does trust the secretary that you know, she believes in the relationship, but the secretary has every reason not to trust the wife at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I was that secretary, I don't think I would have given the wife the digits at any point until after everything was done anyway for their own insurance, because it doesn't seem like the wife was someone you could trust.
Absolutely. That's the idea of the twist at the end, that who is really being played for the SEP?
Right.
For SEP. Is it the secretary?
Yeah. Was the idea to have everybody do it in black and white? This is
there's technical problems. Paul, for example, couldn't get it up on his computer, and Rishi had to use his phone, and filters don't work there. So that was the idea. Actually, I thought, Stephen, if you'd like me to edit the whole show, I've got experience with Filmora. I could do that, and I could apply a black and white filter to the show, to that section. If you'd like me to do that,
I can just take the color out.
Yeah, that would be another good way too, if you can. Yes, if you've got
sure,
that would be great.
Can I interrupt for just 1 second? Just 1 second, Jane. I think whatever you're doing on your screen, it might be interfering with sound, because it looks like when you move your fingers and there's like a sound.
Oh, I thought that was Rex moving back and forth.
Did she say Jane? Is she saying me?
Yeah, because when you, I just noticed, because I was just looking, and I noticed when you do certain, like when you swipe your fingers back and forth, I'd hear that sound, and I was wondering if it might have been.
Gotcha. Well, I was responding to a message, but I'm finished now, so hopefully it will.
Oh, cool. I wasn't sure if it was that. I was just, because I was kind of watching for a while, like when she does that, do I hear the sound? It was like, yeah, I think it might be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully
cool.
it won't happen again.
Oh, no problem. Okay. All right.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. Okay.
So Rex, do you like that genre?
Yeah, actually, I do like the genre. I'm not really into crime, but I do like those 40s film noir, you know, like Double Indemnity, that sort of show. I think is wonderful. Just the style. And the cinematography was so wonderful. You know, the black and white actually enhanced it. So it was done in black and white because of film in color was very expensive in those days, and they only did that for the big budget movies. But it just created a whole look, particularly with the deep shadows that they had. And I think it's wonderful.
Sure. Yeah.
Rex, I know that you have a lot of plays that have been produced, even pre-pandemic. Things getting stagings. Is this one that's been done before, or was this brand new for our group today?
Yeah, it actually was originally written for a film noir festival in Los Angeles, but this is the first time it's actually been performed in Los Angeles. But it has been performed in Dubai and in somewhere in Florida. They did a performance in a garage.
Nice. Dubai.
Hey, Rex,
I just want to say, if you ever want to fly me to Dubai to be in that play again, if they need an encore and you don't have like your full cast, I'm willing to go.
Rex, when you have a second, will you email me that script so I can see about possibly producing it out here?
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. Yes. So if it wasn't clear, it is actually set in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yes, you said that. Yeah, yeah. I got it. Thank you. That'd be awesome.
Is everybody here for Jane of the Underworld?
Can I just say one thing? One more thing to Rex. When the theaters open back up, there's a fella from Actors Workout Studio. Stephen, you might know his name or recall his name, but he does every year. He does a noir series at the Actors Workout Studio on a yearly basis, and only uses noir type plays. Stephen, do you recall the fella's name? Who that is?
I have to go back and look at some email because I remember submitting a play to him.
Right. I was just looking through my phone just to see if I could find his name again, but I certainly will eventually find his name, but I don't want to keep looking at my phone while we're talking. But there, Rex, there is a fella out here that specializes in producing a Night of One Acts all noir series that he does.
That might have been the guy that I originally wrote this play for many years ago. So if it was, it's been going for quite a few years because that was quite a few years ago. I can't remember the name at the moment.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, what I'd be interested in, though, if I heard you correctly, Rex, you said that it was written as a film piece, yes? Not a stage piece?
It was written as a stage piece in a film noir style, but it could be done as a film.
So what I would want to do, if you're open to it, is work with you and see if we can adapt it for the screen, because I would want to do it as a short. Awesome.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely.
It definitely seemed like it wouldn't be that difficult to do it as film.
Nope, not at all.
One of the directions is, I think Paul, when he dies, he dies in a spreading pool of blood. So there are some directions in there that we couldn't do through Zoom.
Sure. Yeah. Which is going to be my question there for Jane of the Underworld, because there's certainly a lot of action in there.
Yeah.
Zoom not the best venue for that, but you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
That was fun.
We hope imaginations will take over where technology fails us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you need the budget, Keith, for like a Marvel style budget, I think, for all those action scenes.
Well, this would be a typical television show budget. So like those are things for, I think, in the olden days, it was between 3 to 7 million an episode. I would imagine that something like this would fit within that same kind of, could fit within that same kind of range. But typically, shows like The Flash and such and the are running at even higher budgets.
Keith, would you consider doing that as a feature?
I have considered it. I've already rewritten it. First, it started as a half hour, then as an hour, and now I've been considering doing it as a feature. I want to write something else first before I come back to that and go that step. Features are by far the hardest thing for me to write. For some reason, cranking out series are no problem, but features, make my hair stand up.
Maybe you could do it as a short. Maybe you could do it as a short. Do the film circuit, do the festival circuit. And get people interested in producing it as a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, weren't you thinking of this one that it's an animated?
No, this one's a live action.
Okay.
Yeah. But what you're saying, Ashley, is not is not an oddball question that has been asked a bunch of times, because there are a lot of animation type things that happen. So, for example, when Jane just like swallows a bunch of the dodgeballs and then just shoots them back, cartoony style, just guns them right back. Like all that kind of stuff happens throughout the show.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of 3D animation that would be done with this, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was going to say I thought the script was even without all the action and stuff it was really well written. It just kept moving, which was not. I mean, it was so the witty banter, and it wasn't lagging, and it just kind of I felt like the dialogue matched what you're obviously planning to do with physicality and stuff. So I thought it was really well done and really well acted.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bob, that was the best donkey I've ever seen performed.
Thank you.
You know, from the actor standpoint, to Stephen's mention at the top of this about, you know, not lending itself to Zoom so much because of all that's happening in the fantasy of the world, from the actor standpoint, the imagination that you get to use.
Yes.
Because particularly when we are doing things for, or at least the kind of stuff that I tend to do for TV, there's no imagination. Everything is really there for you. So getting to use our imaginations with this sort of blended medium right now I mean, when I was done, I was dancing. My boyfriend was like, "Oh, you must be happy because you must have enjoyed yourself because you look really happy." And I was. It's to prick that part of the brain again, like you do in theater.
Sure.
Was really cool, really, really fun.
Well, even the look you had on your face at the very first scene, it was sort of like whatever happened. It must
Last time.
2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
It was like you were still there. You were still in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so much fun.
And the cat agrees.
So much fun. Thank you, Keith, for giving us such a fun piece to work on.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, Keith.
No, thank you guys for working on it. It's fun to see it with actually people who can, you know, do stuff and do the mustache twirling villain and just get fun to over exaggerate a whole bunch of stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff that I love to write. So we'll continue down that path.
But you cannot do it next month.
Right.
Because Sean's got to be doing Real Housewives.
Right. Yeah. No, next month I'm going to stand out. I got some other stuff that's going to be, I mean, I'll be here, you know, I'll be here to support, but I won't have a script next month.
Okay.
I have a new wig for Real Housewives too. You're going to love it.
Oh,
it's a very Real Housewifey kind of wig. So
great. From Atlanta or
I think either. She could be like, I mean, that overprivileged lady wig.
Yeah, I was thinking that it would be funny if my character had a different wig every episode.
Right.
You know that she's that kind of diva.
Yes.
You guys, I have to cut out now. I wanted to say something really quick. I'm just so grateful to be here doing this with you guys. I was in the hospital about almost a month ago now with a total surprise shock thing. I had a UTI that I never knew that I even had before it spread to my bloodstream, and I was in the beginning stages of sepsis and had to go to the hospital, which is just like freaky because I never even knew I had it, and then I was hospitalized with it. And anyway, so it just, and I felt like I was never going to feel better again because I felt so horrible. And I'm already well enough doing this with you guys, and I'm just so grateful. Just want to say that.
Your character for the landlord was perfect.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I got very good direction. I got very good direction from Keith. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
We're glad you're
Sending you healing.
We're glad you're
Thank you.
healing. Or glad you're on the path.
All right.
Yes, Mary, good to have you back.
So after Jane on the Underworld was the Present of Presents. And that was from Kat. Is Kat still here?
Yes, I'm here. And also Matt is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the performance?
I loved the way it was cast. I think they were perfect for those parts.
Yeah.
So I think the universe came through there.
Yeah, I really like Louise's character. I was trying to remember an actress from, like the old black and white movies that you reminded me of, but for the sake of me, I can't come up with the name. And Mark just seemed so callous in the beginning. It was like, and then you were so had so much energy and emotion, and it was like you're dealing with someone who's not returning that emotion, and it was great.
Yeah, it was such a fun script to do. Kat and Matt did such a nice job with these characters. They had a lot of dimensions to them, so it was a real pleasure to play them.
Here's some matching news articles.
Okay.
And your cat liked it.
Not approved.
How about for you, Mark?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I got to direct it also, so that was a fun thing for me to do. Kind of digging into those characters and just like you said, the mismatch between the two characters, but what Louise's character is trying to get out of Eddie that Eddie doesn't want to give, and then of course the kind of reveal at the end there. So I really appreciate that the Cat and Matt. I don't know if they rhyme on purpose, but that they let us do this. So it was a lot of fun to do it, and yeah. So I think it was great.
Was the 45 minutes the one and only time you guys rehearsed, or did you?
No. We rehearsed. Was it twice before? I think once before, but we did two run-throughs, and then so we had rehearsed before, had taken some notes. Yeah. And Tim actually also, his pacing with the narration actually really helped. Yeah, so I found that very helpful, and so yes. Tim did a great job. It was it was a great experience, and I think it was. I told Louise, I think that Louise could have played that almost overly comically, where it would, but you were spot on, right? Like you were coming from a real place, and I did feel a little bit like an asshole, but I'm an actor, so it was like right in my sweet spot. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't really see Eddie so bad.
You just feel bad.
I just see him as like not able to communicate in the same way that she does. Like they're very opposite, but he shows up. I don't think that he doesn't love her. I think he does. I think he just comes across, because he doesn't communicate in the way she needs, that it makes him come across as more of a jerk than he actually is. I'd like to think that.
Well, and he's working it out, right? I mean, that's the whole point at the end, right? He has to, because he's a little bit disconnected from what he feels. That's kind of right. So he has to almost be unconscious to kind of work it out to actually get to that point. That's and I think that is sort of his narrative. Yeah.
So was he present?
Eventually, right?
Well, he showed. He showed up, so.
And I think you might have just answered my question that I was going to ask, in terms of, in the end we find out he's alone and it's a dream, the twist, and I was going to ask why the need for a dream ending, and then maybe Mark, you just explained it to me that he's working through this relationship, and it's coming out in his dream, subconscious. Is that the connection there?
Yeah, I think we were looking for a way to end the play, and that was one of the ideas that we had. It ended a little bit differently in the original version, but we went with the dream in the end. So
in the original version, Louise takes out the birthday gift and her character, and then bangs me over the head, and I die from a concussion. So they switched that up. No, I'm just kidding.
Louise would never do that.
Yeah. Right.
Megs loves him. She would never do anything to hurt him.
Right. She beat him with the present.
when he does wake up, he's kind of looking for her though. So he may be having a dream, but it's a real relationship that he's in.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's trying to work.
He's working it out. Yeah.
I'm wondering would you consider maybe he has an action where the audience knows that he's going to contact the woman and say what it is that he needs to say to her.
Like even just having
Not say it, but kind of imply
even
it.
just having her call her.
Yeah.
No way.
And just say, I've got something to tell you, or there's something I want to say, and then just cut it.
Well, and I don't know because I don't, and Kat, I think, I don't want to, you wrote this with Matt, but so I'm not sure. And I think you said when you introduced it, it was part of a larger, right?
Okay.
I almost imagined that he would get together and Meg is the complete opposite of what you just saw. That like, she's actually not, she's not into him. Right, and she's
cold.
She's like a CEO, right? Some high-powered, right, with mega deals. Who's like, I told you to stop stalking me. Like I almost pictured the complete all in his head. You know, I'm just talking from experience, hypothetically. But yeah, something like that.
That's a good idea.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, Kat and Tim, have you collaborated on other pieces?
Oh yeah. So, you know, it's harder, I think, with 10-minute plays maybe to collaborate, but definitely on larger pieces before. But we're trying to do the hotel series, as we're calling our hotel sessions right now. So these are all 10-minute plays that can be performed, you know, standalone, or they could be a collective night of, you know, 10-minute plays based in a hotel. So the characters are not connected. Like the next 10 minutes that we write will not have Megs and Eddie in it. It'll have other characters. So it's just things that happen
It would
to
be
take
similar
place.
to like that would be similar to like LA Story and New York Story. But Neil Simon.
Yeah, in the movie.
And
Yeah.
So some, you know, are very like funny and some are, you know, like just like a hotel will have, you know, depending on who's staying there, all the stories. So, so we're collaborating to do that, and we've collaborated on some other things. That's actually how we met. So we just happen to have rhyming names, but you know, it works.
Well, any of those stories you want to test out, this will be a perfect testing ground for that if you'd like.
Yeah, we have one we'd like to try out that has 3 characters. So we're moving on up. Sort of, but I mean, I was so happy to have the actors because I think it did give us an idea of what the characters are like, to be heard and to come to life, kind of, more so than just on paper. Because, you know, I think I see it just reading it like a little bit more seriously. Sometimes I see Meg's, like I see the pain that she feels over the things that he says or doesn't say when she needs him to. And, you know, it can come across as comedic because it is on the outside, but, you know, I think it's really more painful and serious from her perspective when he does these things, which maybe you would see more on a stage than, but I love the way that they brought it to life.
Good.
So.
Good. Thanks for bringing it in.
Yeah, thank you all for the feedback.
It's our last one is Paul Sirachi, Grave Knowledge. And Paul, I got to say, it's your acting. It always brings out the best things in your script.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Steve.
You just have a connection with the character that you write, and so it comes through.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. I haven't done a lot of acting, you know, lately, but I love to sink my teeth into it. I was really trying to cast it, but nobody really stepped up. So I said, okay, I know how to play this guy.
Yeah. And I think that like I really felt for both characters because you both were broken and with no it was clear that you both wanted the same thing, but you were so broken you couldn't actually help each other, right? In a way. And so
yeah, the only thing for me is when when Roberta gets the gun, I'm going in the back of my, no, don't have her go off and kill herself. I don't have her go off and shoot herself, you know? I'm glad that you guys walked off together.
All right. Yeah, that wouldn't have been my kind of ending, Stephen. No.
And I thought,
What was that?
I think she froze.
Oh.
You froze.
sorry, hopefully, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I was saying I really liked both your performances. I thought it was a
She froze.
We didn't hear it, Louise.
Louise, right when you get to the good part, you freeze.
sorry. I'm glad my internet connection went bad now. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes.
I thought the performances were excellent. It was so compelling. The connection that you two had was captivating to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elena, you're still fully awake?
Yeah, I am. Here in Italy, it's 1:30 a.m., but it's okay. I'm so glad I've had the opportunity to play this character, because I think I mirror myself into her. I was struck at first when I read it, and because she has this flavor of childhood inside of her, but also she has this burden that she has to carry on herself. So she's compelled to become conscious and to become awake to life, that life is not like she imagined, like all fables and kings, but she also I love the fact that she never loses hope, and I think that's what pulls Charlie to give her his hand, and maybe they will get married. I hope so. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
You're rooting for him. I like that, Elena. I like that. Yeah, you walk off. Yeah, we leave that as a question mark, right? But
I lived all the script, like it's also like a story where they are actually, it's a process about getting in love with each other, and maybe they know, maybe they don't know at this point, but also I lived it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does a California writer meet an actress from Italy?
Only through your website and through your group. She
Yes.
read the script that I posted.
Oh,
and said
great.
she'd like to play it. Yeah.
Great.
And
Yeah.
Elena, I would like to thank you very much. You've been very gracious. We do these rehearsals. We did a couple of rehearsals this week, and I work till like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So we do a 9, 10 o'clock at night, and she's waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning there in Italy to rehearse with us. She did that a couple of
No, but I
times
love
for
to
us.
play. It's for the sake of the play when you love something, but also for me it has been the chance to prove me and test me, because I have not a proper acting training, because actually I come from a filmmaking MFA. So I did directing, editing, screenwriting in my school, and I have a BA in philosophy. So it was also, I started myself when I finished the academy and I graduated. I started myself acting, and so it was for me a great way to prove myself and see if I can do it.
Well, for me, I think every writer should do some acting. It gives you a better sense of can be done, and it gives you a better idea of what an actor might need to see on the page in order to get into that character. I think it's an experience.
And I'll jump in and say, I noticed that anytime you bring a script into any kind of production, and this was just, this was merely a reading of it, but you do 2 or 3 rehearsals with it, and me as a writer, I'm always taking out some lines, adding some lines, and seeing things that I didn't see before. you actually have the voices there attached to the script. So I'm always in debt to anything that gets your script to the next level where you attach actors to it. Your script's always going to come out better, and this script certainly is better because we brought it to this reading here today. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I think that this type of venue is not only good for actors to be able to learn how to get into characters, sometimes quickly, but it's great for writers to be able to hear what they've written, because sometimes we're so knowledgeable about what we've written. We understand it, but maybe we understand it in a completely different way. And you hear someone else, especially if you give it away to somebody and you have somebody direct it and you have actors acting it and they interpret it the way that, you know, what they get from the page, and it gives you completely different idea about things. It gives you an idea about pacing and how things are working, and if the dialogue is flowing correctly or not, and something should be changed. I think this should continue to go on, just to give us these opportunities to really test out material.
Stephen, I agree. I was just going to ask one question of the group. Were you guys rooting for both characters? Were you rooting for both of the characters? That would have been my question.
I felt sympathy for both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were like mutual saviors, saving each other, redeeming each other. I really liked that.
And I didn't necessarily feel that they had to get into a lover's relationship. It could have been a friendship relationship.
Yeah.
And part of that was because Paul, your age, and Elena, your age. And I think it was it could have been like a daughter-father relationship that that's how they cared for each other.
Right.
I didn't personally, I wasn't rooting for either of them. It's not that I was against them either. I just didn't get to the point of feeling like I'm rooting for either of you. But let me tell you what I did. I took from it more so than I was like, let me put my energy of, oh yeah, I hope you make it, onto it. And it's because what I found very fascinating about it is that you have these two people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt to me like this was part of your point in creating the piece. These two people with such different viewpoints, clearly, right? And what I loved about it personally was their viewpoints that I would never have. So just to see a different type of person unfolding and watching them unfold with each other is what I found fascinating about it.
I see.
Yeah.
I love that feedback. Thank
like
you.
the wholeness of a person, you know, where it's like there was this stuff that was inside of them, their ideals clashing with the realities that they were living. That was fascinating to me.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Sean. Thank you. Yeah.
I just didn't want something horrible to happen. Because the entire time it was very intense and it was on edge. And at first, when he pulled the gun, I thought it was going to be a conversation between two dead people in
Like in a purgatory.
Yeah. Or just two dead people in the God, where were we? Cemetery. And I was like, man, we've seen that. I hope it's not that. And it's like, okay, they're alive. Okay, they might not. They're yelling a lot. They might not be alive soon. Oh, no. Okay, they're leaving. All right, they're alive for now. I can work with that.
Yeah, in a similar vein, I had the same feeling, Keith, about like the ending, not wanting. I love that she had acknowledged the possibility of a murder-suicide. Those words actually came out of her mouth. I did love that, because anybody who's sitting in the audience is going to be thinking that. So you put it out there for us, but the fact that that didn't happen, I thought was good, because otherwise it would have felt a little hacky. You know?
Yeah. I tend to not write. I tend to want to stay hopeful. You know, in my background as a therapist, I want to.
Just the opposite of me.
Oh.
I want to try to take care of my characters a little bit and evolve them as they go so they gain some kind of awareness or hope to travel on. You know?
Discovery. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what good screenplays, I tend to focus on camera stuff, but my background is theater, and
Yeah.
good and good stage plays are anything that's written. Even I guess it would be the same for novels, where the character gets a discovery of themselves, because it's in that discovery that they do get to change. Your protagonist in particular changes because of learning new things about themselves.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, you having a background as a therapist makes a lot of stuff make sense right now.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I'm glad. Wow, nice feedback. Thank you, folks. Good feedback.
So we're off for another month. Writers will start posting again. With any luck, we'll get a lot of people responding to that, and we want to go tracking people down to fill parts.
Stephen, do you mind just reminding us how does that work again? If you have something you want to get read, it has to be posted by a certain time, or I forget.
I just ask people to wait until after like the Sunday performance. So if you want to post tonight, you can, or you can wait till tomorrow. I just want you to know that I postponed my script last time, and I'm going to make sure it gets done this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one already. And then I guess Craig is going to try and come back with his, because the actors just kind of fell out at the last minute and he couldn't do it. So that's 2. And
Jeff has posted already.
What's that?
Jeff Dunn has posted already.
Oh.
He does that every Sunday.
Okay. So Mark, if you've got something, all you have to do is post the title and the parts that you need filled, and whether or not you need a narrator or a director.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Gotta go. All right. No, I'm just okay. Yeah.
Gotta go and post.
And everyone needs to be really proactive, because there were some people who wanted to do parts, and they would say, well, let them know I want to do a part. And I would say, no, you have to contact them and let them know you want to do it. And
that's right.
If someone says, yeah, I want to do it, try and get back to them as soon as possible, because they might get they might get picked by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Just let you know, Jules Hoover and Sean are already taken.
You're taken. We will be
When is the
housewiping
next
it.
reading?
What's that?
When is the next reading?
Whatever the 4th Sunday is, let's find out.
Sunday of June.
Trying to pull it up, but my thing is really slow. My computer is
The 27th of June.
Got it.
Same time.
Okay.
Are we going to get you back, Elena?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Are you do you have any thing that you would want to submit as writing?
No, because it's really weird, because I decided I finished my graduate, and I understood that I don't want to be a writer nor a director. I want to be an actress, because I also sing, and so as an actress.
Okay. Well, the nice thing about this, it's recorded. I take maybe about a week. I try to get it back within a week, and with credits, so you'll have something to show.
Thank you.
Awesome. Very good. Well, great. This was my first time presenting and performing, so it was very nice to be a part of a very warm group and a positive group. So I just wanted to say that.
And I know you got a lot of writing you can present.
Thank you. Yeah, I have some other stuff I can run by you guys for sure.
And Tim, are you going to be submitting any writing? You're muted.
You're muted. Muted.
Yeah, I have a piece, but if other people need to go first before that, then I can wait till the next month, possibly.
We do 5, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I try not to go over 5. I think that might be a little bit too much to go over 5. And we try to keep it to 10-minute pieces. I know we went a little long on a couple of pieces today, but then we were short on pieces because 2 people
Didn't
So it worked out. Yeah. So Tim, if you want to
Tim, if you
submit
put yours
something,
up right now, then if you put yours up right now in the, your call for actors in the group right now, you should probably be able to snag some people. Cause it sounds like Steven said right now, he's only got 2 committed scripts. Is that right, Steven?
yeah, Craig's and mine.
And yours, yeah.
But and
Jeff.
yeah, well, Jeff's posted, but he hasn't got. I don't think he's got any actors committed to it yet. But so.
And Jeff, right? All right.
We'll be battling it out. And if anybody knows of any other actors, you know, tell them about the group.
Oh, okay.
Stephen, you mentioned your group to the AWS folks, I guess, right?
I've posted there a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Amazon Web Services?
Artists work at the studio in North Hollywood.
All right, you guys, I'm going to say
Which
goodbye.
I'm still a writer in residence in, even though I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah, thanks that I really appreciate you put this together. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You and the other fella, Henry, right?
Henry, yeah. And Henry hasn't been involved since we set it up.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
But he's been busy acting.
Okay. All right, take it easy, everybody.
Okay.
Well, Elena, you and I will
Bye.
talk a little bit later tonight or tomorrow. We'll talk some more. Elena.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Sleep sometime.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. Get some rest. Get some rest.
Bye to y'all.
Bye.